All right, we've been talking a lot about different ways to represent data, and today we're going to learn about line graphs. So you can go ahead and write your learning target. I can represent data in a line graph. Yesterday we learned about a bar graph, which is one way to represent data, and today we're going to learn about a line graph. So you have a graphing notebook, which is a really great resource to make a line graph because you would need to meet the points. That's why we gave you a line graph graphing notebook. So we're going to be looking at this page of a line graph. Okay, so this table shows the attendance at a swimming pool across 5 months. Okay, the data can be represented this way, but it also can be represented in a line graph so that you can see when it rose and when there might have been decreases. So let's look at the questions. There was an increase in attendance from August to September, right? We had 2,500 people here. I can write that in because I know that's halfway in between. And then we went up to 3,500 people. So we had an increase of 1,000 people. There was a decrease from September to October. We went from 3,500 people down to 2,000. So we know we had a decrease of 1,500. So what was the difference between the attendance in September and December? I have 4,000 and I have 3,500. So my difference was 500. We have to be careful when we're making line graphs that these numbers aren't misleading on the side, because some people purposely make line graphs that are not true, and they might be used by someone who wants to convince someone of something or convince that there's no variation. Sometimes in advertisements people want to do that. We're going to look at another line graph example. This shows the number of people in a supermarket by the hour from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So we're going to answer the questions. What was the increase in the number of people from 7 to 8? So I'm going to look here. This graph, this number in between would be 125. So we go from 125 to 200. So there's a 75 people an increase. It shows me, okay, 8 o'clock is a more popular shopping time. What was the decrease from 8 to 9? Go from 200 to 100. So 100 people. 9 o'clock, not as much. 10 p.m., maybe they're even closed. All right, we're going to do last one together. So the line graph shows the weekly sales made by a company during a 4-week trade show. So what was the increase in sales from the first week to the third week? See if you can answer that one. So it'd be 100,000. And then what was the decrease from the third week to the fourth week? So we noticed 200,000 to 50,000. So we're going to have 150,000. I would encourage you, even in your graphing notebook, maybe you can make some sort of data, a line graph. Think about the different line graphs that we looked at, what they recorded, and maybe you can try make your own line graph in your notebook, something that maybe is going on in your household or a different number of items that you have. See what kind of line graph you could come up with. And then you can go ahead in your workbooks. You can complete workbook page 131, I believe, to 134. We're going to stop at 134.